Christmas, of course, is just around the corner, and who better to speak to that than Santa Claus himself, or someone playing him anyway. Ken Jones is a veteran Santa Claus at Bayview Village in Ontario's capital city, and he's taking a break from his festive duties to tell us how parents all over the country can prepare for one of the biggest moments of the season. That is their annual family photo with Santa. Lovely to have you here, Santa.
Hello, Stephen. Very nice to see you. Stephen is what your mother called you, I believe, when you were on the naughty list. Is that true?
That may be accurate, yes.
But you are not on that list anymore.
I hope not.
No,
what have you heard?
Oh, well, I can't divulge. I can't divulge. May I take my coat off?
It is a bit warm in here. Yes, Santa, please be comfortable.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
That is quite the get-up.
Yes, it is, but it keeps me very cozy in this sleigh.
Right. Now, you didn't make that yourself, did you?
No, Mrs. Claus did, yes.
Of course, silly
yes,
me.
She's very talented.
Yeah, but you've got the whole 9 yards going. You got the boots.
We do. We need the boots in the barn.
The big belt.
Yep.
The hat.
Yep.
Now, wait a second. The hair is not real.
Well...
Oh, no, sorry, I meant the hair on your head.
Well...
But the beard is real.
Yes, I don't divulge those kind of personal things, you know.
Well, I think you just did.
But the beard is real.
Yeah. When do you start growing that?
Usually around the end of August.
So you can be ready to go for now.
And then on December 24th, 1 hour after we finish, off it comes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Because Mrs. Claus...
No, I become 20 years younger.
Okay, got it. That was well done. Very good.
Thank you. I've practiced it.
Now, should I call you Santa or should I call you Ken?
You can call me whatever you want. Let's go with Santa.
Okay, Santa.
Just since I'm in the garb.
Santa, in which case, well, let me ask the question this way, because I know you, Santa, have been at this for hundreds of years.
Yes.
But in terms of your responsibilities, Santa, at Bayview Village, about 15, 20 minutes from the studio, when did that start?
Well, my son-in-law, Neville Lissack, has a very successful talent company called Top Talent in Newmarket. And he asked me after I retired from teaching if I would do a few house parties. And I said, sure, I'll do that. So I bought a suit and went and did that. And that was 2009, and Bayview Village called him because they had decided not to have a Santa, but they were going to have 2 brunches with Santa, and I got hired to do those 2 brunches, which were oversubscribed, and the community was quite upset because they wanted to have a Santa. So he called me the next day, and he said, can you drop everything and get over to Bayview Village right away for 4 hours? And I said, sure, I can do that. I had the suit, and that was 16 years ago.
And you've done it every year since?
Every year since, and I've missed 1 day in 16 years. And now we do 39 straight days from November 16th to December 24th, between 5 and 7 hours a day.
39 straight days?
Yes.
As in no weekends off, anything like that?
Not a bit.
No kidding. Do you have a guess as to how many kids have sat on that lap of yours over the years for pictures?
No, I don't, but I think of the number of flashes in my eyes that I've had. That's a significant number.
It's got to be thousands.
Oh, for sure.
Easily thousands.
Per year.
Thousands every year?
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes. We can sometimes have over 300 guests in an 8-hour period.
When you first started doing this,
yes,
were you nervous?
I don't remember being nervous because as a teacher and someone being used to children, I did daycare music for a while. I was used to the client. And so it really wasn't an issue.
Now, the clients can be, how do I put this delicately? They can be a little...
challenging.
No, I'd use a word more strong than challenging. Yeah.
Okay.
They can be little buggers from time to time, can't they?
Yes.
They want to pull at the hair, pull at the beard, or whatever.
Yes,
what
and
do you do when that happens?
They can also be very nervous. Between 1 and 3. And when I do retire from this, I would like to make a little parent handbook for a guideline to Santa. And parents tell me we practiced, we watched the movies, we did ho, ho, ho. And of course, there's this 6-foot invisible fence. and they could stand in line for an hour and get all excited and come up to the fence, so to speak, and stop and turn around and run the opposite way down the mall.
Does that happen much?
Oh, yes.
It does, eh?
Yeah.
So what do you do when, because I mean, we've all seen this 100 times, where a parent puts kid on Santa's lap, kid starts bawling his or her eyes out,
Yes.
and then what do you do under those circumstances?
Well, I used to be, parents were a little easier with, I'll take the crying picture. But these days, there's less of that, and they don't want to upset the children. So if there is resistance, we always do a family picture first. So we'll have the family sitting there, and then after that, if they bring the child to my knee and there's resistance, I will suggest that we don't do that.
Got it.
And
Now,
they just do the family picture.
so that's one kind of challenge. The other kind of challenge, I'm guessing, is the kid who's a little older
Yes.
and a real smartass, and they want to grab at the hair or pull the beard or something. What do you do in that case?
Well, nobody's actually pulled the hair. They do look at the beard. And when I see them looking there, I give it a little tug myself. Yes, it is real. But the grumpy teenagers, I don't want to be here. Mom's making me be here. I'd rather be with my friends. I hope nobody sees me. So what I like to do is the first thing I tell them is, you know, this is Mom's best Christmas present. And I try to turn it into that, I'm going to do something nice for my mother by being here and by giving a smile.
Does
even
that
though
work?
Usually it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, usually it does. Now, as far as what kids ask for, Lego is still very popular. You probably asked for Lego when you were young, as I did. Pokemon cards are big. Barbie dolls are big.
Probably thanks to the movie. That no doubt helped.
For sure, for sure. And teenage girls, when they ask for clothes, I tell them, well, Santa wears the same thing every day. He's not a fashionista, even though we're at Bayview Village. But gift cards. The secret is gift cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kids love those.
they do.
Yeah.
Because they can choose their own.
Now, you've obviously had tens of thousands of conversations with kids.
Yes.
You know, 30 seconds, 60 seconds,
Oh, yeah.
90 seconds, whatever. Can you recall anything particularly hilarious or something that some
Yes.
kid said to you at some point?
There is one that stands out years and years ago. And a 10-year-old boy said, Santa, I'd like a computer. And this was, you know, maybe 2011. So kids and computers kids didn't have many computers. And I said, well, why do you want a computer? And he said, because the police took mine.
That's great. Oh my
How
God.
do you answer that other than saying, well, Santa never promises?
Right.
Oh.
Did you get the story? I mean, did you talk to parents afterwards? and say,
No, we left that well alone.
So you found the one drug kingpin 10-year-old out there who's had his
Possibly.
computer taken by the police.
Possibly, yes.
Okay.
We did have a little girl that used to come dressed as a chicken every year.
I see.
And another one that asked for only bubble wrap. I remember her every year.
Bubble wrap is fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yes. Now, as far as people coming back, this year, I have met 3 18-year-olds that started when they were 2.
Oh.
And they're going into university next year. And the parents last year, I saw the albums. And there's 16 pictures with me holding the baby, and there's this basketball player standing next to me.
Isn't that great?
It's wonderful.
You don't actually, when you see them, you don't actually remember them from the previous
There are
year.
many that I do.
You do?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Now, Santa, what happened during COVID? Like, could you still do this during
We
COVID?
did. Bayview Village set up a video Zoom call, and people pre-registered, and we had a nice 5-minute chat. And I knew the name of their dog, and I knew what they wanted for Christmas, and I knew what school they went to, and so on. It was wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do Look, this is sad, but what do you do when perhaps a low-income family comes to you and the kid sits on your lap and says, I want X, Y, and Z,
Yes.
and those are perhaps expensive gifts,
Yes.
and you know the family is not going to get that for them because they can't afford to do it.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
The first thing is that I always say, what is on your wish list? Santa never promises. And I listen to what they're asking for, and I'll say, well, you know, that is a lot of, that takes a lot of time for the elves to make that. If I didn't bring that, is there something that would be a little easier for me to make?
So you're playing let's make a deal with them.
Yeah.
Trying to just sort of gin them down a little bit, if I can put it that way. I see.
Good
I
phrase.
see. Now, okay, like Christmas once upon a time was kind of a purely Christian holiday, but nowadays, you know, the Christmas time of year is something that you don't have to be Christian, obviously, to enjoy. So how do you handle it when kids from other faiths end up on your knee?
And I see Muslim kids, I see Jewish kids, kids of every race, every culture, and it's all about the generic Christmas. But a little boy asked me yesterday, only yesterday, for the first time, he said, Santa, you have 2 Christmas trees next to you, and there's no star on the top, because obviously in his house he had a star. And I said, well, Bayview Village is celebrating the event of Christmas, and you celebrate it as a Christian holiday. And he was old enough to understand this, and I knew I could explain it that way. But when my Jewish friends come and see me, they wish me a Merry Christmas. If I know that they don't celebrate, and sometimes they tell me that we don't celebrate Christmas, and I ask what they celebrate. And then I wish them that greeting. I sometimes jokingly say, I know Hanukkah Harry, and he's going to bring you a good gift.
So there is a Hanukkah Harry, is there?
There apparently is.
You know, if we were on Fox TV right now,
Yes.
we would no doubt be talking about the war on Christmas, because every year Fox seems to think there's a need to gin up a lot of public anger about the war on Christmas. Do you see it out there? Do you see society somehow sort of conspiring to remove Christmas from our daily lexicon?
You know, in 2009, when Bayview Village decided not to have a Santa, and nobody could say the C word, Christmas,
Right.
I'm so happy that has changed. And it is a universal word that means doing nice things for others. The last thing I say to the kids is, if you do nice things, you'll get nice things. And try to put that idea into their heads that this is about giving. Do something nice for Mom. Make her a little Christmas card. And quite often they'll say, we already have. And they're all excited about that. But it's good to have that feeling that everybody is celebrating Christmas no matter what the culture is. Now, there is one thing that has distressed me a little bit this year, and this is society. A couple of kids, when I've asked what is on your wish list, they say to me, I want my mom and dad to get along. I don't want my parents to fight. I want my house to be happy. And I can only say to them, well, you have to contribute to that, and you have to be part of that so that you can help.
That's a bit heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is.
That's a tough one.
It is. It's difficult.
Santa, what are you going to get for Christmas this year?
Rest. On the 25th, in my chair, feet up, a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Well, why wait? Let's dive into the cookies right now, shall we?
Sounds lovely. Thank you, Steve.
Merry Christmas to you, and
Merry
thanks for
Christmas.
coming in today.
A pleasure.
Can I have one more ho, ho, ho?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Here's to your health, Santa. Well done.
Thank you, sir.